Have homes on separate coasts, go dive in Greece with squids. Could have been so bleeping rich, but instead we had kids. They won't smile for a photo, they won't eat the food we choose. That's why we're heading to the parents' lounge to drown ourselves in booze. Every day we're more exhausted, we haven't slept in years. They hit me in the nuts so bad, my eyes filled up with tears. And yes, we'd like to fake our death and go off of the grids, but the truth is we are softies and we truly love our kids. So join us every Tuesday night to laugh at all our pain. Evening in the parents' lounge is the cure to staying sane. Welcome! I did it! I'm so proud of myself. Welcome to a very exciting Thursday post-debate Parents Lounge. I'm Jamie Kaler. Jason Gowan is on his way. He's coming from a live show as we speak. And our guest and one of my oldest friends here in Hollywood, Mr. Jeff Lewis, is here.
Hi.
He's fresh off his Friday night Jeffapalooza, 12-hour video game session that he did. Which
12 hours, man. I played everything from Tetris to Fortnite. I mean, I played Akron. If you know these games, clap your hands. I did Drunken Bar Fight. I did VR boxing.
I mean, I know Drunken Bar Fight. I don't know the video game, but I know the premise of Drunken Bar Fight per se.
Yeah.
I've had. Oh, that's a better lighting.
I even walked the dogs.
Yeah. Yes, you did. Jeff Lewis is joining us here. We're post debate. We just watched. I wasn't going to drink tonight, but I watched the debate and I was like, why not? We're all doomed, right? I mean, that's it. That's the two best. So here we go.
I'm scared. I'm scared, but I'm interested. And also, you know what I mean? Curious.
As a parent, this is going to sound horrible, but I was watching that debate, and the thought in my head was, I felt bad that I brought my kids into this world. I want to hear what everyone else seems to think about.
Well, I also glad that he won't be. If he does 4 years, it'll be it, and my kids won't have to see him when they don't have to worry about voting for him.
Jeff knocked a lot of dicks in the dirt in that game. How many people watching this show were part of Jeffapalooza? Because I was supposed to come in. I was invited, but I'm not a video game guy, so I have to. I'm gonna do it.
Although my brand again is bad, so I would have loved if you played anything badly. It would have been perfect for me.
I will.
Jack
Fletcher, howdy.
Howdy, hi Jack.
And Jeff's going live tonight at 9. He does Thursday night Twitches, right?
I'll go back to back with that bull.
I know.
But
it was funny because I was talking to you and you go, yeah, I'm going 12 hours video game live session. I go, you're a father with kids, and you're like, they're out of town.
They're out of town. Yeah.
Is that right? They were gone.
It's true. I mean, we would not have been able. I mean, noon to midnight. Yeah, I'd probably have to do something different. Maybe 8 to 8 if the kids were here, but we had
Freddie B wants to see you put on your Jeff mask.
Where is it? Oh yeah. I'll put it.
It's in the frame.
Yeah, I know. I use it whenever I leave Twitch to go get some food. I put it in my seat. It's very strange. It's very weird, right?
No, I kind of like it.
I know.
It looks like Jib Jab. It looks like you're doing a Jib
Jab. I'm not even sure
jab.
where I got it. I think I did a commercial or something.
That's funny, man.
I did a commercial for the Seattle for NFL, I think.
Critter Nation is smart. As a Canadian, your president doesn't affect me much.
No.
That is true. And by the way, Critter Nation, do you have some guest rooms for us to come stay in? Because honestly, Canada's looking pretty good these days.
We were talking about that. She wanted to move. I mean, I don't know, man. It seems a little crazy and extreme, but
I think Shannon C has summed up what's happening. I don't like either of them, and I'm just frustrated.
Dude, I don't know.
Watching two really old dudes in their 80s like talk about late-term abortion and black people, I was like, this feels wrong. I just started, honestly, it felt like two dudes at a Red Lobster fighting over who had what on the bill. No, you got the crab bisque. I didn't. He's lying. I did not get the crab. No, you had the jalapeno pop. I didn't have the like the two. I was waiting for the two of them just to duke it out of like.
Yes,
it was
I paid 12%, and he's like, I paid 20, 18. That's like the argument my dad and I had. He said you never tip on the. God, what did he say? We had this whole argument about how you tip.
I feel terrible now because they literally, even yesterday, I ordered something at a counter, Jersey Mike's or something, and it's like just counter service. I worked at McDonald's. I never got a tip in my life, and they literally turn it around, and not just they can see it. The person at the counter, the rest of the line can see it.
Yeah,
it's like this, it's like a spotlight just opens on you, and it goes, "Are you a dick or are you a cool person?" And you're like,
"That's really what you're checking off." Like, it's really it's. I agree. It's like they flip it over, and it's like, oh, right in front of everybody.
It has to be changed. This whole tipping system has to be changed. It's ridiculous, man.
It was a pandemic thing. I mean, I feel like everywhere. I mean, even like getting self-serve yogurt, I feel like you still have to tip.
They flip it at Menchie's, the self-serve yogurt. They flip it and they go, "Can you?" And you're like, at that place, you're like, "Well, you didn't even." I actually got you're literally just working the till. Did you want an extra $1 for like punching the buttons on the till? I'm so confused by what's happening. But yeah,
they did nothing.
So Jeff, here's my question.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Summer, is it just me as a parent, or is summer way worse than the school year?
Yes, it is way worse. I mean, I don't know about you, but we are not able to send our kids to camp every day. They're out of town, but generally they're home, and we have to find something for them to do constantly. There's no school babysitters anymore.
No, and you can't even go outside because they're iPad. So my kids are in camps. They are in camps. So one of the camp is super cheap. There's a grant. It's actually this amazing enrichment program that was funded. So I couldn't believe how cheap it was. And it was the first year they did it. It's Notre Dame High School. And the kids learn an instrument. They learn, she also took drama. You could have taken math. There's all these different topics. And then she took language arts, where she's learning to reading comprehension. It's almost like school, really, in a way. Yeah. And it's so cheap. It's like $100 a week. It's crazy. Wow. And so I'm sure next year we won't even, like, we tried to get one into a sports camp. I set the alarm because they said registration starts Monday morning, 9 a.m. I went on at 9 exactly and did not get into the camp because
I've seen that.
It took me time to register both of my kids. And so by the time I had registered both kids, they said wait list. I went in exactly at 9 a.m. on the Monday. Yeah. And all my friends who did get in have one kid. And so and the people I know who had siblings who had 2 or 3 kids didn't get in because it took too long to register both. You have to put both their names in, all their birth dates, all their information, their insurance, their dentist, blah, blah. By the time I got to that, they were like, wait list.
They got to the finish line first?
Yeah, because they had one kid. It took less time to put one kid into the system. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Gowan joining us.
Wow.
Jason,
I'm gonna get up the seat.
Jason came live from a stand-up show. How'd the show go?
Literally just had a stand-up show.
How was it?
It was great. About 100 people.
Oh, nice.
It was basically 100 people who were like, I cannot sit through this debate. I want some live comedy. I actually tweeted, I said something about halfway through. I was like, please stop watching this. And then check out my YouTube special, Homeschooled, on YouTube, in which I'm going to tell everyone in this show right now. So please, if you're a fan of our show.
A lot of elderly people.
Yeah. You can see the actual film. Oh, timing. Hasn't called me all day. And then it's crazy.
Wow,
it's crazy.
Let's hear it.
I've only been doing this show.
Have a tracker on me because every time you and I talk, she calls.
It's nuts. We spoke 3 times today. Each time I called you, within 30 seconds, she would call.
She would call for sure.
watching?
I guess maybe she's never watched one thing I've ever done before, but
Wait, wasn't it like we weren't really like 2 years in and you had to explain who I even was?
That's true. You came to visit and she's like, "Who is this guy?" And I go, "It's the guy I've been doing the internet show with for the last 2 years."
That's hilarious.
Really quick about the special. If you go over and check out my YouTube page, Jamie Kaler, you will see my homeschooled special. And there's a bit, it's like it didn't make the album because it's just a live footage of the real shoot. And my wife is on the side of the stage. And halfway through the show, I look over. It's Saturday night at like 10 o'clock at night. She's scrolling her phone on the stage while I'm doing my stand-up act. And there's a bit where I just go, Are you on Instagram? And she's like, "No, it was something about work. I go, that's such a crock."
I remember that.
While I'm recording my show, and she was doing that. So,
oh my God.
All right, I'll take this off. But go check out my homeschooled special. I just put it up, and
I feel like
it'll remind you.
Somebody too.
Her friend. They were both hammered. So for the special, it's funny because I literally wrote it in a vacuum. I ran it one weekend at the La Jolla Comedy Store with all kinds of notes all over the stage, and then took 2 weeks, just tried to memorize it like you would do a sitcom, and then just did 2 shows in a recording studio in front of all the parents from my kids' school, who it was the first time in over a year we'd been in the same room together, like after the pandemic, and everyone got annihilated. Do you remember how drunk people were?
Yeah.
Jeff?
I think the second show they were really drunk, and it was almost a problem.
It was almost, but you know what's funny? The second show was the one that's the album. The first show, typically, people have told me that the first 2 shows, like people normally do 2 shows, and then you try to cut together the best of the 2 shows for your album. Right. That's how you would do it. So typically, most comics have always, the first show is always the cleaner, the better, and for me, it was the second show. It was a little looser. I was, people were wrecked. I did have to like stop and go, all right, I'm going to tell this joke again. Try not to throw up in the middle of this joke and wreck the joke. And yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Was it some of the same
place?
Oh, people were hammered. Some of the people were on mushrooms. Some of the parents, I won't say who, but they were on shroomy. They were shroomy.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, they had chocolate shrooms.
And how many of these parents were Jeff Lewis?
All of them. Every last one of them.
Every single one. I was shrooming so hard. I was doing camera, and I was.
I've told you that story, right, Jamie? Where like the guys that live next door at college put shrooms on my pizza, and I was like, "Why are these mushrooms so dry?" And I didn't know what I was taking.
Was it too much? Did you?
And how was the trip?
So I was sitting. We were watching Austin Powers 2, and the orange color started pour on the floor like paint.
Wait, what movie?
Austin Powers. And like the orange started like turned to liquid and poured out of the television onto the floor. And then at the time I had like this random screensaver of Grover from the Muppets sitting on the toilet from like a child's book. And he got up and he flushed the toilet and he said, "See you later." And off he went. And like, it was the craziest.
Oh my God.
Craziest.
Well, let me ask you. The movie is probably way better that way, isn't it?
Without question.
Oh, there's no 2 ways about it.
Without question. The paint was pouring on the floor.
It's so weird.
It's like in 3D. It was like 3D, man.
The other thing is like my dorm had a black and white checkered pattern for the floor, and they were raising and lowering like platforms in a video game.
It's like an Escher painting.
It was way too much for my brain, who did not know he had taken shrooms.
That's not. You know, this is crazy, and this is going to come off weird. I've never done mushrooms.
I've done
I don't know. It was never like, it's not. It wasn't because I was like, I'm not doing mushrooms. No one ever said, "Hey, you want to do mushrooms?" And otherwise I would have done mushrooms.
Nobody asked you to do mushrooms ever?
I've never been somewhere where someone's like, "Hey, we're doing mushrooms. You want in?" I go.
I did every drug known to man. In college. I did things like they just gave me stuff. I think I did.
Still time. I'm going to be Alan Arkin from Little Miss Sunshine, who gets a heroin habit at like 80.
I did an MX missile, which is mushrooms and ecstasy together.
I'm sorry, what? It's called an MX missile?
It's called an MX missile. I'm not.
That's not real. You made that up.
No, I mean mushrooms and ecstasy together. I don't know how I'm alive. I mean,
Jeff,
well, it's not like
and I'm like, how is Jeff Lewis still alive?
It's not like a speedball where you did heroin and cocaine. I mean, you mushrooms and ecstasy. That's neither of those.
I did cocaine, but I was too poor to do a lot. I mean, cocaine's like so expensive. Like,
I was never a coke guy either, because alcohol for some people, Irish and American Indians, alcohol is a stimulant in a weird way. Do you know that? So it's a depressant. Yeah, are you? So it's a depressant, but in certain bodies, the makeup, what happens is that your body adrenalizes to overcome the depressant of the alcohol and actually wires you. So if I don't drink, I'm asleep by like 8:39. If I have a couple cocktails, I'm up.
Yeah.
I'm up.
I watched Jamie Kaler drink for like 9 hours straight last year. Like 9 hours.
Yeah, that was.
You're a big drinker. I'm not a big drinker.
I'm not really anymore. I'm not. I can have like a drink or two. You reach an age where you're like, I basically have retired from the sport of drinking, but every now and then there's an old timers game where I go out and take a couple swings, see if I can hit a ball or two. But then I go, I'm sore in the locker room and I sign some autographs and move on.
You toss the kid your towel as your
me and Joe. I'm drunk. I'm drunk Joe Green is what I am.
You can have it. You can have it.
Dude, when I used to bartend in the 90s, people would tip me in a folded dollar bill, and it was cocaine. It was inside the folded dollar bill.
Oh, really? Like a little vial?
Like they would take, the dollar bill was folded like the little football, like a little triangle. You could take it, put it in, fold the thing up like origami, like your Edward James Olmos in Blade Runner, and you put a little horse down, and all of a sudden the horse is filled with cocaine. Can you imagine that now, like with fentanyl? Like you couldn't. Who would do that? You couldn't do that nowadays. That's such an old. Do touring comedians do a lot of drugs when on tour, like how entertainers and musicians do? Sorry if stupid question. No, Shannon, it's absolutely a stupid question, but it's honestly a valuable question because, I would say Alaskan king crab fishermen and comics have the same life expectancy. I'm always amazed when they go, "Oh, that comic died in his hotel room," or it didn't end well, and you're like, "Well, there's a reason he's a comic."
Yeah,
you've heard the old famous Pagliacci story where he's like, that's like, he's the sad clown. That's the famous. I mean, every comic,
clowny.
Yeah, every comic is a little damaged, I believe. Otherwise, why would we go out every night trying desperately to get someone? Please laugh at me. Anything I can do.
I literally did that an hour ago. I
know, because it feels really good when people laugh, doesn't it?
It does.
Jeff's been doing a lot of stand-up. He might come out this Saturday. Hey, for those of you who live in the L.A. Burbank area, we're at Flappers Comedy this Saturday, 7 p.m. with Nicole Birch and Brian McDaniels and Manny Aguilar, some of our former Parents Lounge guests. And Jeffy Lou may come out and do a tight five.
I'll do a tight five.
I would love to share the stage with Jeff Lewis at some
point. What's your opener?
I've been talking a lot about how my son has ADHD, and we have the exact same symptoms. But when they didn't have ADHD or spectrum or any of those things, and they just were like, "You were an idiot," and that they were done. That was it. You were just called stupid or a moron, and that was it.
Well, that's like dyslexia. Famous people were dyslexia, and then they were like, "You just can't read." No, I can read. Everything's backwards. I know.
But we have the same symptoms, but it's a totally different world for him than it was for me.
Where's that good-looking guy, Taylor? Yeah, where is that cat? I don't know what's happening with that guy.
It was a great crowd, Shannon. Thank you very much.
So you're saying Baby Reindeer is accurate for most comics. I would say yes. And I used to bartend. I only watched the first half of the pilot of Baby Reindeer, and immediately I was like, he's being way too nice to this girl. She said, "Did you watch Baby Reindeer?"
Yeah, I finished it.
Oh, then you know more than I. But at the beginning, I was like, I could see it coming a mile away because I was like, that's what you're doing is you're leading her on in a way that I thought, does it obviously gets way worse. She's the real woman suing.
Oh,
Netflix.
really?
Yeah.
How much? See, I don't know how much. I mean, he says it's true, and I don't know. Was he a stand-up comic just like that? The whole thing is absolutely true.
That's what he's. I mean, I'm sure it's got some juice to it, but she's suing, saying that he made her look terrible.
But that's so weird. I mean, what does she care? I mean, how do people know that it's her?
Weird. We know potential podcast. We know where Taylor's living.
Who's Taylor?
It's our buddy Taylor. So cool. He's so cool.
I'll take
he has a new baby.
And take care of this problem.
Send him the link. Let him in. Yeah. Let him chat a bit. So here's what we're talking about, Jason. Since this is a parenting podcast, and we all just watched theoretically, we watched the debate. So I wasn't going to drink. I told Jeff, but the debate made me go. I don't know why I'm not, because I feel like the world's about to end at some point.
We're close.
Like Reagan had Alzheimer's and was very old and still was a way better speaker than either of those two guys. That joke he cracked against Mondale won him the election, where he's like, I won't use, they talked about his old age, and he said, I won't use my opponent's young age against him. So however he phrased it, but it came off. It was tight. It's a great joke. He murdered. And there was so many chances for both of them, I thought, tonight to be human and be like, can you believe it? Look at what you're watching. This insanity. That dude won a club championship. What are you talking about? There's a whole book about him cheating. And that guy can't even get a sentence out. I mean, both of them, you're like, what's happening? This is the best we've got. So I started drinking heavily.
That's okay.
Yeah. But the point of this conversation was the fact that the summer, I thought like summer is, it's almost an excuse. It's like parents go back to work for the summer. Like summer's way harder.
Way more now. You and I talked about this today.
Yeah.
I work way more now than I did a month ago.
Yeah, me too.
My schedule is so tight that like you could not fit anything else into the shit that I'm currently doing, carting people around.
Yeah.
I'm an Uber driver. I literally, and my kids they're only 18 months apart, but they're going to different camps because one camp was only for grade 6 and up, and the other one Claire's in. So I go to one camp. Claire was off camp today, so she was home. And when they're home, you're like, all they want to do is sit on their iPad, and you're like, I got to get some work done. So yes, fine.
Well, I found this out today. Apparently, the schools who are running the camps want you to be there on time to pick the children up. Do you know this, Jamie? Did you hear this?
It's $1 per minute for every minute you're late.
For every minute you're late.
Is this at your place your kids go?
Beeman Park Camp, $1 every minute you're late after 3:00. $1 per minute.
It's $1 per minute. I now owe $75,000.
Oh my God! But it's worth it, right?
Your Honor, I'd like to declare bankruptcy. What happened? I was running late, and now I owe a camp $12,000.
Oh my God!
Let's talk to. We're going to bring in our other friend Taylor, who is it 1 month old? Maybe Jason. 5 weeks? Are we at? What are we at, Jason?
6 weeks.
6 weeks. Let's ask him. It was funny because he started the show with us and he didn't have kids and he was like, hey, everything's great. And all of a sudden he has a newborn baby and he's like,
oh my God.
Yeah, I might be.
And then the bag set in and his eyes.
6 weeks.
He has a 6-week-old. So, hey, Taylor.
Tomorrow's 7 weeks. So Jamie, you were very close this time.
Last
time I was here, he said 10 months. So how you doing, Jeff?
You're never. I meant 10 days, ding dong. You're never gonna. Man, he's just hard.
Jamie made it was like Interstellar. Like you made my kid like I was like Matthew McConaughey on the ship, and then my kid aged so long.
All right.
I just don't know. Going to the universe and just things are changing. It's crazy.
Where were you, dude? So this is an obscure story, but on one of the episodes of My Boys, my character would do a very subtle McConaughey impression to get the girl at the bar, and I would, and then the girl gets up and leaves, and she goes, "Oh, you're so cute and funny," and she left, and Reed Scott, who was playing Brando, turns to me, goes, "Do you just do a McConaughey?" He goes, "You pull a McConaughey?" And I go, all right. And so I watched everything he'd ever done. I tried to do an impression of him, and I tried the best I could. And the rest of the cast murdered me. Every take, they go cut, and everyone goes, is that how you're going to do it? That's really it's not even close. And I'd be like, I'm trying the best I can. I'm not an impressionist, you dicks. And they just rode me. And I had my shirt unbuttoned, and I was like, all right. And they just murdered me. And I was like, you son of a bitch. So tell me what it's like having a 5-week-old for as McConaughey would do it.
The thing about having a 5-week-old, 10-month-old, however old this kid is, it's crazy because I don't even know. The kid doesn't even know it's a person yet. Like, it's just a being that was attached to my wife, and now it's out here in the universe, and it's just like hands balled up, and it's like, oh, what's that? And put that in my mouth, and so it's all over the place. But it's just looking at myself, and it's the most selfish thing because I see it. It's like a mini me. And I feel like I'm Dr. Evil just plotting, He's
like, oh, thank you. That's
it's thank you. I've been working on that, so I hope that was up to snuff.
That was fantastic. That was
very good. Awesome.
I thought it was all right.
I actually was just on a podcast as a guest coming up, and I was plugging this one, and they asked me to do the McConaughey, so it was really fun to work on that. So
that's funny.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Kidding, we love you, brother. I'm so glad. I was
up watching the debate too. So when I saw it was alive, I was like, "Oh, I got to listen if they're going to talk about the debate." So
well,
and it kind of happened accidentally.
I don't get political, but I mean, you can laugh at both sides. I kind of like Maher. Some of my friends give me grief. I like Bill Maher's take on everything. Listen, we've talked about this many times. Most of us are in the middle. We're just in the middle. And it's like both sides they get all the sound. So the rest of us in the middle are like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm always like, I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to get involved in this drama.
Yeah.
And so we're just, it's like the whole point of the parenting show is like, we're just trying to raise our kids and
I'm not
sometimes
even trying that
No,
hard.
you're not.
No.
Now it's funny because Jeff has the oldest, I'm the next, and then Jason, and then newbie over there. So this is kind of like evolution of man, where you're laying down, and Jeff's like almost standing up tall.
I'm almost standing up.
We need to take that photo.
Jeff's the guy with the business suit. I'm here still, plugging away with sticks.
I'm the man that's mostly still pig.
Yeah. Well, Taylor, with your baby so young, only 2 months, what camp are you going to? Is it a sports camp? Because you got to start them young. If you don't get that kid into sports soon, it's too late.
Yeah.
It's so funny because when listening to other people on sports and stuff like that, the amount that people drive and travel and that consumes their life, I'm like afraid to like that aspect because it's just so much that consumes your life. Hey, Phantomander. So I don't know. It's so far in the distance, but it's going to be here so quickly. It's kind of crazy.
I know.
Yeah, it will be here quickly. And honestly, it can't get here soon enough. Everyone's like, oh, it goes by so quickly. I go, not fast enough, because I'm already like planning, living on a golf course deep into my 70s, just playing rummy and having a cocktail and playing some golf.
I'm just excited that now he's being more expressive. Like he's smiling and he's like, he can, everything is just more, it's just so weird to see everything's the first. And it's just like, you have to like, remember that, and you're deciphering stuff. You're like the miracle worker. What does that cry sound like? What is this? I've changed you. You're still crying. What's going on? He
doesn't eat, sleep, and shit.
It's so it's so far in my past. Jeff, let me ask you, do you it's all, and I saw recently a funny picture of you and I. We're on a couch at your party
with our kids.
With our little, and their babies. They're like maybe a year or two old, and we're just sitting like this. And it's so, I have to find the photo and post it. But
it's so weird. Like I can't remember specific moments.
Can't remember either.
I was so tired. Like my wife and I would pass each other. She did she did pumping. So I would be holding the baby crying, and she was pumping. And I'll never forget that sound, PST sound of the pumping of the breast pump. And it's just, oh my God. It's the sound. She's half asleep pumping. And I'm like,
what did it sound like when you?
I just went back to Nam briefly. Holy shit!
It is the worst. Oh man!
Also, Jason emerges.
I think I've told you, Jamie, that before that I came out one time. It was the middle of the night, and Melissa was supposed to be breastfeeding, and she was holding a throw pillow and was feeding the pillow.
You did do that.
She thought it was the baby, but it was really a pillow.
Baby was actually in the back of the car at a CVS. It was a very strange occasion for you. But Jeff, what did it sound like when you did your pumping?
It sounded like it needed to be an oil change. Like it got a few drops. I got to tell you, it got a little. I was able to freestyle my breast milk actually.
Did you? That's good.
Oh
my gosh, Jeff, tell your breast milk story.
Oh, when I was growing up?
Well, I don't know where it's from, but it's one of my favorite stories of all time. You guys are in for a laugh. This is the good one.
My mom, wait, how did it just happen? She must have told me the story. She ran out of milk one day. And so she used breast milk to make my dad pancakes. And he said it was the best pancakes he ever had.
Definitely the most nutritious pancakes he'd ever had.
Like, these are the best pancakes.
What did I walk into?
Oh my God!
You walked into a pancake breakfast, Jessica. That's what you walked into.
Oh my God!
Why don't we start a breast milk pancake like on IHOP?
What's that?
Why don't we start a breast milk pancake restaurant?
It would be Hi-Ho Bump. Hi-Ho Bump. International House of Breast Milk Pancakes. Why can't we just
call them kitty cakes?
It would be more like I pump.
I pump. That's a way better joke. I pump is way better.
Well, it could be. It could not just be pancakes. It could be everything breast milk. You know, there's a lot.
Why can't it be just titty cakes?
Yeah.
Honestly, it would sell way better titty cakes. And I can
walking down the street.
Forget dispensaries.
I pump or titty cakes. You're going to titty cakes every time.
The poor waitress is like, she's taking the order, and the one dude's like, "I'll have the pancake." She's like, "Oh, okay." And the second guy's like, "I'll have pancakes too." She's like, "Oh." Third guy's like, "I'll have pancakes." She's go, "It's gonna take a while, guys. I'm gonna take some." And then she's going, and she's going back.
It's like a fembot.
You can even order. You can order. They have the waitresses listed on the menu.
There's like 4 women in the back.
This show has gone so awry. Did you want the Pam cakes, or did you want the Susie cakes? This feels almost as wrong as the debate. What I was talking to Jeff, I go, we got 2 dudes, 80 years old, talking about late-term abortions and black people problems. And I was like, wow, we are out of touch. We are out of touch. Autumn Graham, finally caught you live. Critter Nation, I went to a titty cakes with all these dollar bills, but all I could get was pancakes. Yep. That's and you came out sticky with syrup. Jamie's right. If he's not a prodigy by 2, that's
my junior prom.
Yes. We have to be done by 9 because Jeff is going live on Twitch tonight. So hopefully all the people who are here with their Twitch accounts will jump over. Jeff, what are you playing tonight? What mystery game?
Fortnite.
Ooh, I don't know anything about. Explain Fortnite to me.
Fortnite is a first-person shooter game where you're just in a world. Most of the people in there was 100 people, and most of them are probably between 11 and 13. You're the only one over 18, probably. And you just try to kill everyone in this world. 100 people left. You want to be the last one standing. And
sounds healthy.
So it's child genocide then?
It is killing, yes. Every time I kill somebody, I'm like,
but it's nice because they have different themes where you could, they have like a Star Wars theme or something like that. So they wrap it. I got hooked on it too, Jeff. I was like, I'm gonna check out this Fortnite thing, and then these kids are like, I hear these little kids, and they're like, shut up. I was like, stupid to your level.
Yeah.
Is it like Happy Madison playing dodgeball, where you just really enjoy killing those children?
It's fun. It feels good. I won't lie to you. You know, but then I get killed a lot too, so it all evens out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's no big deal. I appreciate it, and I love that people come in. Did they play with you, or are they just watching you play and laughing at you?
Watching me playing and laughing at me. Watching me shoot 100 bullets and miss every single time.
And your frustration is you throw that controller.
Taylor, you should jump in with him.
I'm really bad.
Who's been to Legacy Laugh Room? What is Legacy Laugh Room, Lisa Reeves?
That's the club. That's what I just came from.
Oh,
it's called
I have
Legacy
not.
Oh, funny.
You will be.
Oh, I will be. We should come in
God,
there.
can you imagine all four of us are playing Fortnite? That'd be great. We just go live playing Fortnite.
Go right to it. We can do it.
And we're a 4-person squad. That would be the disaster of like, I told you, I got shot.
Oh, we could know. That would be hilarious.
My daughter wants to go in. Can I let my 10-year-old go in the Oculus?
Yeah.
Sneaky. She would be great in Sneaky Squirrel.
Or Akron. Did you play Akron?
Oh my God, that became a phenomenon here. Thank you, Jeff, for telling me about that.
Well, she loves Sneaky Sasquatch.
What's that?
Oh,
It's a video game where you chase Sasquatch and shoot him.
Jamie, we'll have to take Hannah into Akron. I think she's
been begging me. She's been begging me to take the Oculus, and I'm like, I never use it. You can have it. I don't know what to do anymore.
It's a little scary because my son plays gorilla tag, and I hear people a little bit older than him like cussing. It's a little weird. Like,
well, here's what I'm okay with that because I've been cussing in front of my children.
Yeah.
I want to hear from the audience because every time I do it, I use it very subjective. Not subjectively. I use
You're not doing it to them. You're just it just
comes out.
Oh, I wish that was the truth, Taylor. I wish. I love that you tried to get me off the hook. You tried to get the. Hey, listen. I've always said this. They're words. It's like. There was some bullying at the school. Somebody said something. I was like, so what? I mean, part of me, again, we're in the middle. I'm not woke, but I'm also like, if somebody's calling you names, my daughter says it all the time. She goes, oh, she called me something. I go, what do you care what she thinks? Tell her to go fuck herself. My God, basically is what I'm telling them to say. Like if somebody hits you, yeah, that's bullying. But verbal abuse, you've got to grow up. That's what the world is about, man. Should kids really be like in tears because somebody said something to them, or am I crazy?
No, it's tough, man. The words come out. I see parents that are much worse than me. I mean, they are cussing like crazy, and I'm trying to hold back, but it's hard. And
my daughters don't curse, and they know. I know we've had very long conversations, and even tonight, I told you before. I talked to Jason, and I go, my daughter's been using sarcasm. I wonder where she got that from. And she's really good at it. And so, but she'll use it in places, and I go, not the right place. You've got to learn, and she's already learned better than I have
because I didn't teaching her timing.
I didn't figure. Oh, she's got great timing. So tonight I went to take their iPads or something, and my wife's out of town. She's at a conference, and so I said, "Nobody leaves the house."
Her ears are burning. She's texting you.
Yeah, she's like, "I hear you, burning. You're talking about me." So I said, "Don't leave the house." To go. I'm on this show. They're in the other room. I said, "Don't leave the house." And Hannah goes, "Yeah, like I'm going to Africa." And she's 10. She's 10 years old, and so I go, honestly. Pretty good use of sarcasm. That's where it belongs. Yeah. Only to me, not to other adults. We're working on it. But I think sometimes if you don't,
that's the fine line. That's the fine line between is it sarcasm or are you condescending or being disrespectful? Because I was like as a kid, I was the only child for a while, and so I was surrounded by adults. So I think I learned that very early on. Whereas my wife's friend has a daughter who's 12. And they always hang around the adults. And she has those moments where she'll do sarcasm, but it's like it's coming off as her being kind of disrespectful. And we're like, wait, that's not the moment here. it's learning the place. It's like, yeah, we talk like that, but we've earned the right to talk like that. Yeah.
All right, can I interject for 1 second? You know who texted me? Taylor Kalmus, aka Dude Dad, says,
Ooh.
"You guys, Taylor, jump in. Send it to Taylor,
Okay.
Dude Dad." He goes, "You don't read the comments on your Facebook Live, but the Facebook Live comments should come into our
It
stream.
should already be coming in. I've been posting
should.
them, so
We've been reading them.
Yeah. Wait, we didn't see yours though, Taylor. Maybe it's on a different page. Do they all come in? I don't know. Listen, we have so many people watching this, and we love the comments.
Oh, this is huge right now.
We're gonna say YouTube is the best place, and Facebook Live is our other one.
yeah.
But he's saying we're not reading it, so I'm not sure what's happening.
Where is he at?
Taylor,
where are you?
Maybe.
You son of a... He says you don't read the comments on your Facebook Live.
We definitely do. I've been
I feel
posting
like,
the
I feel
whole
like
time.
we do. Who's on Facebook? Who's on our... Tell me where tell us where you guys are watching the show.
Right-hand side.
This would be super helpful. Tell us where you're watching this show. Misinformation. Number one is Jeff's stream. I am a wicked wise ass.
I'm on Twitch.
I know, Taylor. I love Dude Dad too. By the way, Dude Dad's
Taylor.
Has anybody worked harder on earth than that guy?
I have to know something. Do you know do you have relatives that are Sokol also? Or Sokol?
Yes, I'm like one of the last few. So I'm like the new hope. I'm like the
I live next door to Jay.
Who?
A Jay, but you don't know anybody in Jay, right?
No, it would not be. No, not one of my Sokols.
That's funny.
There's very few left of us left. So
Funny.
Oh, that was cute. The two of you had a private moment in front of everyone on the internet. I love it when people do that.
This is the great thing about the internet. It brings people together, even if people are watching us.
It's the best. People love that kind of stuff.
You guys just want to be alone. Here, let me just take care of that.
Oh, look at us. Hey, well, yeah, how is it going?
Hey, yes, great. Now, what do you play Fortnite on? Are you playing on PC or?
It was Switch, and I had a charity event for Jeff Lewis, and I got a new computer, so I play on my computer now, and it's amazing. And it's so great. I mean, I had this 12-hour stream, and I was able to raise the funds, and everybody made fun of me for being on Switch, going through OBS, and now it's all on PC, and it's amazing. It's fast. I can feel it. I have a controller now that's connected to my computer, and it's
wait. I was pulling him out. I was making Jeff go.
No, I was taking over, man. I fucking take over.
Yeah, I was like it was like a TED talk with Jeff about.
I was ready to show himself.
Wait, where's the link?
I sent it to Taylor to his email.
He emailed it to you.
Oh, so this is mostly Facebook?
It's Facebook and YouTube are mainly, and Twitch, I think, are our main. But it's
yeah,
also
Twitch
Instagram Live. Twitch is
your Twitch has been helping.
Brandon gave to my charity. Thank you.
Oh, how that's awesome, dude. I'm from local shitters pubs. Dude, is Critter Nation? Is he or she? Critter Nation are they? I don't want to get their pronoun.
Actually, currently, Kaler's Twitter is where most of the people are.
He's blowing up.
Wow, you know what's funny on my Twitter this week? I don't know if you guys saw, but I am big finance in a series of commercials for crypto for Ethereum. And so I did a series of commercials in the phase of Mac versus Apple. If anybody seen those? I played big finance, and there's like 5 of them.
They're crypto.
I'm the John Hodgman to the Justin Long. I'm like old school. I'm like, the market's closing. I'm going to bed, and Ethereum is like, I'm going to be up all night because that's what I do think crypto is eventually the future. But
I bought a few. I bought some of it one time. I can't remember which one, but
everybody I've told my story to of like I shot this crazy series of commercials for Bitwise, and they were so honestly it was like one of the most fun things I've ever done. It felt like a sitcom, really. And the other guy, Michael Taccone, was fantastic. And everyone I've talked to said they all said, I own crypto. Everybody owns a little crypto. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Dude Dad, aka Taylor Kalmus. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
From the bedroom, from the king size bed.
Well, of course.
Keep on adding
I think the last time you were in the bath when you came.
Didn't you buy like a whole? Don't you own a whole neighborhood now in Colorado?
First off, Jason, don't say it like that.
Are you in Colorado?
I'm in Colorado. Yeah,
Oh my God.
Jeff didn't even know I left.
I didn't know. You should have told me. Was there a party?
Yeah, you missed
Actually,
it.
there was a party. There was. I think I went and had a beer with you in Hollywood when you left.
I would have probably not come, but yeah.
By the way, Taylor is now on the road, selling out theaters, doing shows. You want to tell where are your? You got some shows coming up?
Not till February. We just had our last one in Colorado. We had our 3 largest shows this year. We're all the last 3 here in Colorado, and we just finished Friday. So now we're done for the year, taking the rest of the year off.
Well, you're not taking the rest of the year off, my brother, because you put out more content than anyone I've ever seen on Earth. You're magic at it.
You guys have 4 kids now?
We have 4 kids. We have so many kids. We had to start. I'm adding on to our house. That's what I've been doing the last 2 days. That's why I'm in bed at 9:46. Is I've been adding on to our house for the last 2 days.
Just you.
I've got 2 friends helping.
Oh wow.
But yeah, and then we had somebody else pour the foundation, but the foundation got poured. The basement got dug. We dug a 6-foot hole in the front yard, poured a new basement, and now I'm building the walls on the foundation.
You didn't just want to go buy a bigger house?
I did. Well, here's the thing. That was an option, but we love our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, your life is really the people around you, right?
Couldn't agree more.
And we've got great neighbors. Okay, first off, we got great neighbors. Second off, our kids have great neighbors. There's like 16 kids that my kids play with in the neighborhood. Third, there's a lake a block and a half away, so far enough away that the toddlers aren't going to fall in it. But close enough that the older kids can go there and fish by themselves. Develop trees. The other thing, as a content creator, our neighbors have never had any issues with us running around the neighborhood shooting stuff.
Right.
And it would only take one Karen in a new neighborhood to ruin what we're doing.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then obviously, interest rates shot up to 7.5, and it's like, okay, well, we'll stay.
Well, that wouldn't affect you. You just buy it with cash.
Well,
couldn't you get a what if you did a sponsorship deal where they gave you the house and you did a couple realtor videos? Does that work? Is that how it works?
I mean, maybe you'd have to find a realtor that thought that investment was worth it.
Dude, you are so right, though. He's so right, because we have great neighbors too, and we did the same. We built above the garage. We went up.
Yeah.
We actually did 2 additions onto this house, and it was basically because we reached a point with our kids where our neighbors will watch our kids. Like, we look out for each other. Like, there's a text chain where people go, hey, check this out. What was that? And all involved. And so when you lose that, you kind of lose your parental village net. And so I totally get that. But it's a lot of work to add on.
100%. Yeah, we've got...
You guys are so lucky. Our neighbors are usually ones that report us for stuff.
Yeah, I'm in a condo with old Russian people.
Yeah, see, that sucks. That's what I don't want. Yeah, we've got, like, our 2 youngest are 3 and 1, and they play with the 2 little kids 2 doors down. They run around in the middle of the cul-de-sac, middle of the street. They're running around. The other day I caught him. The 3-year-old was on his crazy cart. You know what a crazy cart is? It's like a little go-kart, but the back end kind of spins around and stuff. And he can drive that thing by himself, but we got 2 of them, and one of them we made go slow for him. Well, he didn't get on that one. He got on the fast one.
It's
and then
electric?
It's electric. And then he got his little brother and put him on the back of it with him. So his 1-year-old brother's on the back of it, not holding on because he doesn't know how to hold. So, and he takes off, and I can see this from out the window, and I'm like, oh, I should shut this down. This isn't going to be. And before I could get out the door, he just power turned and yeeted them both off into the middle of the street. And they're both just laying there crying.
But seriously, dude, 4. Are you done at 4?
Yeah, I got snipped. I got the clip.
Oh my God!
How did that go for you? How was yours? an issue? Or
yeah, show us the scars. What's the scar look like?
I know.
The scar. Yeah, it's crazy how far up it comes. Like I didn't think they would have to go in, basically next to my nipple is where they started. No.
Well, that's because you have a very long passageway.
It depends on where you measure from.
That's right. That's right. It's always yeah. If you measure from your nipple, which I always do,
yeah,
I have a 36-inch shenanigan. So yeah, it's pretty great.
Here's how the vasectomy story goes. So first off, you first you got to go in for the consultation, right? So you go in for the consultation where the doctor, like by law, has to tell you what the operation is. So then you sit there, just listening to all these nitty gritty details that you don't want to know, but he has to tell you, and then you set up your actual appointment for the procedure, but that's like 3 months away. So for just 3 months, you just try to not think about it. Just don't think about it. Don't think about it. Finally, 3 months comes up. It's time for the appointment. I march right in, that morning. The nurse takes me back. She sits me down and she says, "All right, did you take your Valium?" And I said, "What?" She said, "You got a prescription. You're supposed to pick it up and take the Valium an hour before the appointment." And I said, "Huh?" And she's like, "Well, don't worry. It's not for the pain. It's just for your anxiety." And I was like, "I wasn't anxious until you told me I was supposed to take the Valium."
Was this inpatient?
Yeah.
Oh, mine was in a hospital.
Oh, mine was not in a hospital. Just
they
like
knocked me out.
Just like
they did, Jeff?
Right?
They did. This was
they knocked you out?
They knocked me out. I woke up and
narcolepsy says the Valium didn't do shit.
No,
he is not wrong.
I had a bag of peas. They used a laser on me, so it was great.
Jeff, where did you have this done?
Cedars-Sinai. I had a great
doctor. The back of the Wendy's?
Yeah, it was in an alley, yeah. Right outside a dumpster.
When
I did it for Jeff, it was very quick and easy.
He just hit me in the face and
I punched him in the balls a couple times, took care of it.
Did they do
and
the
you're good.
Though, where they take the rubber band and they put it around your wiener and then they clip it to your shirt to keep it out of the way?
They did it.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I carry it over my shoulder anyway, so it's perfect. It doesn't matter.
All right, can I just interrupt, Jeff, very quickly, because I know you went back. They have to test to see if you were clear, right? And can you really very quickly share that story of when you went back to make sure that you were all clear?
It's the best 2 times because it's legitimate. It's you're pleasuring yourself, but it's okay with everybody. Your wife. And so I went.
Well, not everybody, Jeff.
Well, everybody who watched. But listen, they put you in a small room. Everything's covered in butcher paper. I'm not kidding. Everything's covered in butcher paper. There was like 2 shelves of DVDs, and I'm not kidding. Three kinds of lubricant for your choice. On a shelf, man. 3, like the kind of the glass case that you can kind of pump down. But the butcher paper, and it's a butcher paper that's on top of a Lazy Boy, so you can go to Lazy Boy. Oh, I mean, it's like a masturbator's dream. It's incredible. Gosh, it was the best.
Well, what happened in there, Jeff?
They knocked on my door. I was like, Jeff, it's been 3 hours. Can you get out already?
They did. You told me you were getting near the end and you'd forgotten that you had to put it in a cup, and the cup was across the room.
No, that's when I donated in college.
Oh.
I did get into it and forgot that I was supposed to go into a cup.
So in college, he has to donate, and he's ready to do the donation, and he forgot the cup was he had to put it in a cup because he had, he'd done it so many times without the cup. I
had just always done it for my pleasure, not for, for a reason.
Yeah, not for
I have to admire
medical reasons.
How quickly you got comfortable in that situation.
And tell him so you as you were donating, you were running across the room to get the cup to.
Oh no!
Okay, hold on.
Shit, I got to go in a cup.
Regardless of whether or not you forgot the cup, where was your plan for the donation? Were you just gonna donate
No,
all
no.
over your
You got
pants?
lost in the moment.
Did you have
at
a
the end,
sock
he
on
goes,
already?
"Hey guys, here's my shirt. Just take the shirt." He walks out, his shirt's off. It's just balled up, and he goes, "Here, man, it's in a shirt."
He comes out like George Costanza and Seinfeld, his shirt's off.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Eating a sub.
I never had to do it for like you just get into it and you're like you just forget. Oh, I mean, it was just getting into it and having fun and enjoying myself, and then it's like, oh shit.
Just like I'm an artist, you know.
Yeah, it usually goes on my shirt or on whatever.
Well, I will say, Jeff, I think you have convinced me that I should go in for the test because it sounds a little luxurious.
How do they know? How do they know that your sperm cells?
They don't. We're just winging it.
Get tested for that. Like I'm not.
I know you are. We're letting Jesus take the wheel.
Number 5. Jesus says 5's the answer. Well, number 5, Derek Jeter.
Now, Taylor, you and Taylor you have not gotten the snip, correct?
No. I'm looking forward to being Al Pacino when I'm 80. Let's get this.
You got to do it, Jamie.
No, I have really good control. I'm really good control.
Taylor, you're one surprise 23andMe away from finding out that Hannah and Claire are not it.
Maybe. Honestly, I wouldn't listen. I think I should have another one. I think it would be, first of all, it'd be great for my comedy act. Oh my God, to have a kid at the age of 60. Holy cow. It'd be worth I'd get 2 albums out of that thing for sure.
I would pay for college.
That's my wife's second husband's problem. I, on the other hand, had a colonoscopy a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And the guy was really cool and he laughed and we joked and he was like, it's no big deal or whatever. He goes, I'll give you a call and I'll let you know the details and stuff. And he finishes and I'm a little groggy or whatever. I end up leaving. Nobody talks to me. I'm waiting to get the call, guy never called me.
He never called you back?
Never called me to go. I honestly, I felt like a sorority girl who'd been lured in by a fraternity brother who's like, trust me, we're a couple and I'm going to call you tomorrow. Yeah. And he never. Yeah. And the next day I also felt like I wasn't in pain, but I felt like someone had been inside me. I really did. Yeah, and it was my first.
So do you think that's just I think there's just maybe some sort of spiritual connection through your butthole that got unlocked that day, that now you there's a, what do you call it? There's like a lifeline that's connected to you and him.
Oh, well, we have a bond for sure. Oh, it's a chemical bond.
Yeah.
I've been stalking him lately and there's a restraining order for now, but I talked to in the court, I was like, that guy's been inside me. It's not just me. There's a bond. Spiritual, as you said. I even used the word spiritual and the court said,
ladies typing away.
Yeah.
You have to understand, Jamie, it's different for him because he didn't receive anyone.
Only fair, Jeff.
Yeah.
Finest keepers.
I mean, I guess, the only thing I learned from this experience is that I am a bottom. I didn't know, but now I do.
Hey, you know what?
Is it too late in the
Jamie's
show?
Started at the bottom, now he's there.
Yep.
Did they knock you out?
I started at the bottom and now I'm at the bottom. I'm at the top of the bottom.
Did they knock
Jeff, do you really have to go for a 9 o'clock? I mean, I feel like all the people who are twitching with you are watching us.
I'm supposed to, Jamie, but it's fine. We can continue.
Well, once Tay came in, now
there's some very solid.
Did they knock you out?
We've got 2 Taylors for the price of 1.
Are you talking about knocked me out for the vasectomy, or are you talking about his colonoscopy?
Were you out?
They did knock me out. Yeah, unconscious. And it was funny too.
I mean,
I'd never had one. And people gave me grief about it. They said, you have to have one. So I finally went and got one. And
feels good.
They were counting. The guy goes,
do you have to give consent before then? Or how do they know you're consenting when you're asleep?
We actually went on a couple dates. And he took me to dinner. And so we made out a couple times. It was very loose. There was some light fondling above, on top of the jeans, some fondling.
Okay.
Nothing major. And yes, and then
respectful and tasteful.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it's very respectful, very respectful. And we had a great time. He took me to the movies, and
was he delivering pizza?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It was some pizza delivery.
Say, though, That's a very strange moment, though. Like that, I had that when I went to the dentist and they put me under to take a wisdom tooth out.
Mm-hmm.
But like right before they bring that mask over, you have this panic where you're like, "Oh shit! Like I'm gonna be unconscious in here, and none of these other freaks are, and I don't know what they're gonna do."
That was an old. Do you guys remember the Jerky Boys? It's way before Jeff. You know the Jerky Boys, right?
Yes.
That was a famous one. The guy calls and he's calling about. He goes, "I want to report my dentist. Okay, he put me under, and when I came out, my pants were undone." Do you remember? No, it's a famous Jerky.
I remember.
Taylor, how old are you?
Oh my god!
Which one?
We used to do. Mike Bunin had the best joke when we toured. There's a billboard here in LA. It's like mouth sleep dentistry. It's called sleep dentistry, and they say they'll put you under for anything, like even like a cavity. They'll go. And Mike Bunin, and pardon my French, he used to go. He goes, sleep dentistry, as I call it, mouth fuck dentistry. Rolling with laughing. Oh. I apologize. We'll bleep this out. And Taylor's very, he's squeaky, so I shouldn't have said that. That was a dirty one. But it's Mike Bunin. It's a Mike Bunin joke. Drop the F. Now we're out. Now that's it. Wow. Now we gotta go. We tried
there goes
the whole show. Just went. We'll blur you out of this one. No worries.
No, for you. I'll be fine.
I'll be just fine. We were talking about that earlier, which I don't think you do, but I sometimes I cuss in front of my children.
Yeah, I heard that part.
Have you ever done it, Tay-Tay?
Oh, for sure, because I'm starting to hear them say them back to me themselves. So I'll tell you, the first time I ever heard my daughter swear, she was 4.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I think this is 2 years ago. No, she was 5. Whatever. But anyway, we just gotten home from a 6-year-old's birthday party, and we walk in the door, and she goes, "Oh, I'm fucking tired."
Oh my god!
At 4.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, me too. We just got back from a 6-year-old birthday party. That's exactly how you should use that. That's
perfect.
Yeah. But it
Kudos
was like
to her for the delivery.
Oh, it was so clean and like in context. I've never heard her say it ever again. She just said it the one time and used it perfectly. It was so random and so hysterical. But it was like it wasn't like she, just said it and was like, "Oh," she just used it.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it wasn't for shock value. It fit.
No. She was just describing how she felt, which was exactly how I felt.
Oh,
what's Jamie, so funny too, because all the atrocities going on in the world, and they're just words. I mean, the word F-U-C-K is fornication under consent of the king, right? That's where it's from?
Yeah.
They're just words. And so, I'm the same with my kids. I talk to them about, and I use them in limited use, but I talk to them about it, and I've never heard
a very different definition of limited.
Yeah.
Well, limited like numerous times a day. That's limited, right?
100 times a day.
What I want to teach my kids, they're not old enough to really get it yet, but like, to me, swearing isn't the word, it's the meaning behind the word. So if I call, Jason a numbskull and I'm like trying to hurt him, that should be just as bad as if I call him a motherfucker, right?
Yes.
But and I can believe that, and I can teach my kids that, but the reality is that society doesn't see it that way.
That's right.
And society has put weight on certain words, and if I want my kids to succeed in life, I need to teach them that they shouldn't use these words, because these words are going to distract people from hearing what you're actually saying, and they're going to get hung up on these words. So if you don't want people to just write you off because of certain words and think that you're dense or whatever, then you kind of have to be choosy about when you use these words.
So insightful, dude. I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's like when I'm calling someone to, like get something done, whether I'm calling my insurance company or the Wi-Fi, or I never, ever, ever swear. They are actually, once you swear, they can just delete it. They can cut the phone call off. You never swear. And I tell my kids that all the time.
They go, yep, let me transfer that manager. And then they hang up.
And they hang up. And they can do it because you swore at them. And those words, you're right. Those words do have serious meaning in certain situations, especially with people that you don't know. Like if you don't know somebody, you cannot use those words. But if it's your friends and you're like, it's, to me, they're just words. There's other problems in life that are way worse than me swearing in front of my kids. But
I think for me, it's always directed to myself. Like I'm frustrated, or it's never. I mean, my kids have always heard like, "Oh shit," like I just can't help it. I just can't.
Well, it's a stubbing of the toe. It's you break something, or you get frustrated with those 15-year-olds that are beating you on Fortnite. So
Hey, speaking of which, I don't want to hold Jeff too long.
You guys can keep going. I'm just going to detach.
No, we got to wrap this thing anyway. Honestly, this is amazing. Taylor Calamus, aka Dude Dad, I love you, brother. I love that you even tuned in. I love that you just pop over.
See everybody again.
Taylor's one of my favorite people online. I talk about influencers all the time and how people usually do the lowest common denominator and jokes that are 1 million years old. But dude, you and your wife have really created something with your kids that's just amazing.
Thank you.
And you are starting to tour and do theater. So go check him out at Dude Dad, wherever. You'll find him everywhere. And next year, brother, you're going to be, I hopefully will be able to come out and open for you once or twice. I would love to. It'd be fun to come hang.
That'd be awesome. I can send you the dates and you can just tell me which one works.
Honestly, I might just do it for free just to get away from my children for a couple of weeks. I don't know. Get out of here. So let's let him go. We're gonna let Taylor get out of here. I would love you, brother. You're
Thank
out.
You guys.
Take care, buddy.
Appreciate it, brother.
Everybody.
Jeff, Lewis, we love you, brother. I'm so sorry we went 7 minutes over. Thank you to so many people in your Twitch, especially who come over and watch our show. You and I go way back, man. And people always every day I get emails of people who want to come on the show and be guests, and I love it. It's great. I don't want to be Charlie Rose. I love hanging with my buddies, shooting the shit, talking about parenting. I leave these shows feeling so good about getting so much off my chest, and the list of people we have sniping jokes, Jobo and Freddie B, Autumn, everybody killing me. It's cathartic. And so I thank you all. So we're going to let Jeff Lewis go, and we're going to wrap this thing in 2 seconds. And then you go back on and go watch him play Twitch. Taylor, we love you, brother. I'm so glad you chimed in and popped into the show. Super fun tonight. Huge audience. And check out, what's your other podcast the Potential pod? You posted it.
Yeah, the Potential podcast. We actually have a lot of fun guests on. We actually got coming up next week, Bronson Pinshot, who was Balky
Bartakamos.
And Serge from
this is Animal. I make you a little espresso. You like it. Animal. I love. He's a perfect stranger. That would be awesome. I'm going to go check that out. So definitely check him out at Mr. So Cool. Right there. And we love you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. And you have a baby, so get the F out of here. All right, Jason, super fun tonight, dude.
Right?
Yeah, after watching the debate where I was so depressed about just the state of the world and where we are, and like, really, this is what's happening. This is the best we got, and here we are. But honestly, everything is cyclical. It honestly doesn't matter who wins, really. It will go 4 more years. It's not going to matter. It's going to change. The fact of the matter is we're all just trying to raise our kids and get through this stupid thing. So, it's really
we
cool.
always have each other. I mean, if we can survive the pandemic together, we can get through this.
Yeah, I agree. All right, listen, everybody, thank you so much. Do me a favor, go check out my new special, Homeschooled, on YouTube. It's the video of it all. It's actually doing pretty well. Check out my Ethereum bits on Twitter. Come give us your comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. And Jason, anything else you want to share with people?
You can catch us live every Thursday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, And we'll probably not be here live next week because it's 4th of July, but maybe we'll do a Tuesday show. Something. Yeah. We'll be here at some point next week. Either way, we love you guys. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Facebook and come hang with us all the time. We'll see you guys next time on the Parents Lounge. Good night, everybody.